Hello drama lovers, welcome back to Taehyung News. Sometimes we forget that behind the spotlight, there is a shadow we never truly see. Behind the smile we adore, there's a sadness silently eating away at the soul. We become so obsessed with loving the stage that we don't realize there's someone standing on it who slowly feels lost. That day, the wind felt strange. The sky in Seoul was overcast, and somehow, it felt like the world knew something was about to change. What started as a routine interview turned into one of the most emotionally shattering moments in the life of Kim Taehyung. The man we know as the singer, idol, actor, and a symbol of beauty, finally sat down, took off his mask, and spoke. Not with anger, not with drama, but with a calm voice that slowly tore down every wall we had. The world went silent for a moment. His words were soft, nearly a whisper, yet every sentence carried pain. I'm not okay. And I've been holding this in for far too long. The camera stayed still. The interviewer held their breath. And the fans, watching from their small screens, were speechless. Taehyung wasn't on a grand stage that day. He wasn't dressed in glittering outfits or flawless makeup. He sat in a modest room, wearing a plain black sweater, hair slightly tousled. His eyes were swollen, not from crying, but from holding too much inside for too long. From staying silent. From waiting for the right time to say it all. I don't want this to be misunderstood. I'm not angry, and I'm not entirely disappointed either. I just want to be heard, like a human being. The word human struck a chord, breaking down the barrier between the stage and the real world. We're so used to seeing idols as perfect figures, always smiling, always strong. But that day, Taehyung showed us a side that was far more fragile, and far more real. He began telling stories of his early days. How a young boy from Daegu, full of dreams and fire, stepped into a world far too big for him. A world that demanded strength from everyone, even when they felt like falling apart. At first, I thought all of this would set me free. But sometimes, it feels like I'm trapped. A simple sentence, but for ARMY, it thundered like a storm. Had their idol been caged all along? At first, Taehyung didn't mention HYBE directly. But his tone made it clear how suffocating the space around him had become. He spoke of how hard it was to propose different ideas. Of how he dreamed of making music that felt raw, more personal, more real. But the answer was always, that's not the direction we've planned. And every time that happened, a part of him disappeared. Bit by bit. I wanted to speak up, but I was scared. I was scared I'd disappoint you. Scared that if I was honest, you'd leave. But instead, it was his honesty that made us stay even closer. He also revealed how the pressure of public expectations made him forget how to love himself. He often felt not good enough, not handsome enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough. Even though the world adored him, he felt empty. I remember sitting backstage once. The concert was about to start. Everyone was buzzing with excitement. But I was in a corner, hugging my knees. I didn't feel real. As if I was just a character in someone else's story. We all know that the K-pop world is intense. But hearing it from Taehyung himself, in that raspy voice with empty eyes, it pierced the heart. An idol is supposed to shine. But what we saw that day was not light, it was pain. When the interview aired, ARMY around the world fell silent. There were no fangirl screams, no memes, no jokes. Just silence. And tears. Social media was flooded with clips from the interview. Fans translated his words into dozens of languages, making sure the world knew. Taehyung had finally spoken. That the pain he'd hidden had surfaced. Hashtags like #ProtectTaehyung, #WeHearYouTaehyung, and #YouAreNotAlone began trending instantly. Many wrote open letters. Some admitted they felt guilty for always demanding more. Others said they'd gone through similar battles and found strength in his courage. One reverse comment read, "You don't have to be perfect for us, Taehyung. Just be yourself. That's more than enough." But perhaps most heartbreaking was the silence from HYBE. No statement. No acknowledgement. No symbolic embrace. Just nothing. Many fans began to question, how could someone as significant as Taehyung feel so small in his own company? Is this just one story from one idol? Or are there more, waiting for the strength to speak? Taehyung isn't the first idol to speak about mental pressure. But his courage to confront fear, to say even a star can be drowning in darkness, made us realize. We often worship the light, forgetting that light doesn't always shine on itself. The interview ended with one final line that still echoes in the hearts of everyone who watched. "I hope, someday, I can smile without a burden. And not just because I have to smile." There was no background music, no dramatic sound effects, just silence, and eyes that held countless untold stories. Taehyung isn't asking for pity. He's not pointing fingers. He just wants to be understood, to be heard, to be embraced, as a human, not as a brand, not as a promotional face, but as Taehyung. And now the question is, where do we go from here? Will HYBE respond? Or will they try to bury this beneath new projects and louder promotions? Will Taehyung be given the space to follow his own voice? Or will he be forced to walk the script written for him? And us, his fans, will we stay silent, or stand by him, even if his steps begin to lead him away from the stage we once knew? Hello drama lovers, we've just heard a piece of a story that's long been hidden behind the scenes. But this story isn't over yet. Many chapters remain unwritten. And perhaps, it may get darker before the light returns. Now, we want to hear from you. How did you feel after hearing Taehyung's confession? Has the entertainment world become too harsh to survive? And what does being an idol really mean to you now? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Because maybe, just maybe, our small voices can become a powerful force for those trying to find their way. That's all for today's story. Don't forget to protect your heart, your own, and the hearts of those silently hurting. See you in the next chapter, only on Taehyung News.